Ever since she came back from the dead as a baby, she could see ghosts and demons, and she has superpowers. Yo, are we sure this is the Conjuring Last Rites, or is this just the prequel to Justice League Dark? We got merch, y'all.
Be sure to like this video and subscribe to stay tuned and show support for the channel.
Our story opens up in the 1960s with a young Ed and Lorraine Warren handling their first case involving a demon, and it involves this weird-ass mirror. We learn that the client's father hanged himself, and there is now strange shit going on in the room where the mirror is located. Also, Lorraine is pregnant, so as Ed is talking with the client, Lorraine investigates the area and discovers the mirror. You see, I wouldn't even let this chick do this by herself. She is pregnant, sir. I would have done this the other way around, but whatever. This is based on a true story, right? Alright, let's move on. After a bunch of spooky shit, Lorraine touches the mirror, it cracks, and the baby is now on its way. Ed takes Lorraine to the hospital, the baby is delivered dead. And as Lorraine holds the child and prays, the baby begins to breathe, and they name her Judy, which actually means woman from Judah or Jewish woman. Yeah, there's no really special reason why this girl's named Judy that was revealed in the movie. Although if you look at the meaning of the name Judah, Judy's name might mean something like a woman who is to be praised, or the feminine version of Judah, which just means praise. Or it can also mean woman of praise. Yo, shut up, I'm smart. After a montage of young Judy's life, we are taken to the 1980s where Ed now has high cholesterol and is getting ready to celebrate his birthday. Damn, no song. And guess what? Judy has a boyfriend. Judy has a boyfriend. And it's Big Tony! And as the Warrens are celebrating Ed's birthday with a lot of familiar faces from the previous films, we then are taken to a scene with a large family of like 8 people in a small town in a little house in the suburbs of PA. And one of the daughters is celebrating her confirmation at church, i.e. the laying of hands by the bishop and anointing oil of the person becoming part of the covenant of God to live as a devout Christian. In simplistic terms, in Catholicism, this is like you wearing a promise ring if you get my drift. After this momentous occasion, everybody is back at the house having dinner and cake, and Grandpa and Grandma got a gift for this girl. They managed to bargain for the sale of the magic mirror from the Warrens' first case they actually never finished. Whatever the shit Beyonce. As the party went on, weird shit started happening, like light fixtures falling from the ceiling, dolls floating, and phone cords being like tugged out of people's hands into like a dark corner of the closet. Bad luck everywhere. So 2 sisters managed to throw out the mirror, but one of the girls ended up vomiting up milk and blood during the breakfast as the mirror was being crushed by the garbage collection, and she ends up like pulling a shard of like glass out of her throat. So the family takes her to the hospital, as luck would have it. Yo, can you chill, dude? We talked about this before. And you need to stop being a pussy. The family was actually on Larry King Live, and they are experiencing hauntings which bring more media attention from the news, but the Catholic Church has not responded to their request yet. But they managed to get on Larry King Live. Meanwhile, Judy has been seeing shit and reciting a nursery rhyme taught to her by Lorraine to chase the bad omens away ever since she was a child. Mind you, at her dad's party, Judy saw Raggedy Ann in a rocking chair when the doll should have been locked up in a cage, and this was before Big Tony managed to propose, which she said yes to under the most interesting turn of events possible. Let's just say everyone was excited and thrilled, but it's not until a priest who's a family friend of the Warrens arrives in PA to try and help the family that things take a turn for the worse. The priest has been watching the news, showed up to the house, sprayed like Febreze all around the basement. And when the fog showed up, he booked it and tried to get help from the Catholic Church directly, but an evil spirit got to him and he hanged himself to death by using an electric cord from the floor sweeper mop, and his funeral was held within the following week with the Warrens and Big Tony present. Damn, they built that shit strong back then, huh? Now, Lorraine is busy doing the dishes, and after seeing a vision involving herself pulling a locket from the drain that has Judy's picture in it before the kitchen fills with blood, in her head, y'all, not in real life, Ed is there and Lorraine comes back to reality, and Lorraine believes that Judy is in danger. They connect with Big Tony, who knows where Judy is because of her conversation with the priest at the other priest's funeral, and they arrive in PA at the house with the magic mirror, bypassing the police and the press, where they go inside the house to find Judy. They're attempting to help this family. Dog, all of this is happening in Act 1. Judy convinces her parents to help the family, and they do their investigation where they find out there are 3 ghosts that are haunting this place. She discloses that this land used to be a farm, and the husband murdered his wife for cheating, as well as her estranged mom, which should have been the focal point of this entire story. Like, look at this f***ing mom. Yet something seems to be blocking Lorraine's vision, which is reminiscent of what happened to her in Conjuring 2. Yo, is this based on a true story, right? This is based on a true story. Damn. So let's just move on, but you know that's not what it means. Judy begins to hear her mom's voice, and she goes upstairs following that voice into the attic, where she finds that the magic mirror the 2 sisters had thrown away somehow made it back here intact. After seeing drawings in chalk hinting at Raggedy Ann on the ceiling, Judy tries to flee but has to fight back the hauntings of the Raggedy Ann doll demon that morphs into a giant monster on some Resident Evil shit. Like, is this doll like free or is it caged in? At this point, I'm like, call the Uzumaki clan. Judy falls down the stairs and her parents give her treatment, but after Judy shares the details of what happened, Ed and Lorraine see the demon mirror again for the first time in like 20 years. That's when they spill the beans on how they abandoned their first demon mission encounter, and so they never knew what happened to their client. As Judy is recovering, Ed and the husband of the house wrap the mirror in cloth and 2 belt cables to take it back to the Warren house safety room, where Big Tony's job is to just get the car ready. However, the cloth comes off as they are carrying it out of the attic. The husband sees a spirit in the reflection where he ends up falling through the floor, causing the mirror to fall on top of his foot. Meanwhile, Big Tony starts the car, almost hits the ghost mom, and crashes the car on the side of the road, where forces beyond our understanding are keeping everybody locked in the house. No one can leave, and no one can get in. Lorraine finds Judy possessed, who then pushes her mom down into the basement to face off with the husband ghost, wielding an axe with his ghost wife present. Yo, why the f would these ghosts want to work together? Then Judy, in like demon chakra mode, QB mode, accelerates Ed's heart condition, causing him to fall back as she goes up the stairs while freaking out the family of the home present at the time. Big Tony manages to break into the basement from the outside and save Lorraine, which I don't even understand how that is even possible. Wait, is this Genjutsu? Is all of this Genjutsu? This is Genjutsu! The family of the home managed to evacuate the premises. Reunited with Ed, they go up to see Judy hanging herself in the attic. Ed, Lorraine, and Big Tony manage to get Judy down, but they fall through the floor in front of the magic mirror. This magic mirror. Ed, Lorraine, and Big Tony manage to get Judy down, but they fall through the floor again, well, some of them, in front of the magic mirror. As Ed does CPR on Judy, Lorraine notices the demonic reflection. Judy manages to make it through, but the mirror levitates and spins out of control. Ed asks for his book, so I'm like, okay, so he's getting the Bible, but he ends up reading passages involving like Michael the Archangel, which I don't even think is canon. The mirror is fighting back and pushing everyone to the end of the hallway, and I'm like, poor Tony. That mirror is on top of him and dragging him along. Welcome to the family, son. Lorraine ends up telling Judy to fight back and let go of her restraints, and they place their hands on the mirror, and now the world shall know pain. They do Sage Art Almighty push and push this some bitch mirror off Tony boy, and the demon has been vanquished. Judy and Big Tony get married, and guests from the previous movies are present at the wedding, and during the dance, Lorraine shares with Ed her final vision of the family they will have through Judy and Tony and the adventures they will have. They will still manage to help people, but over the phone. Now you're up, homie. Do your shit. Go ahead.
I call this the curse of the demon of the magic mirror. The demon from the 1960s who inhabited the mirror has an MO of causing his victims to hang themselves. This is shown with the death of the client's father at the beginning of the movie, as well as Judy in the womb, who was strangled by her own umbilical cord. This is also the case where the priest who was under the influence of the demon hanged himself, which led everyone being in the home in PA where the mirror resides. Here, when Judy is possessed, she hangs herself in the attic, which is symbolic to the time of her birth. The real Judy is still alive and made a guest appearance in this movie with her husband, where they play the role of guests in the background at Ed's birthday party. Only time will tell if this curse has truly been